Is the frequency in use? The answer is no. It's used by me, K4PW. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Again, a resounding no. There usually is not. I've never heard any. So this is K4PW net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. This will be net number 938. We'll be starting from the south. But first, we're going to just run down. Tonight we're doing the 2-meter net at 146.415. And then we're moving on to 144.240 upper sideband, and then on to 6 meters on 50.135, and then on to 223.415. Let's see, what else? Well, we meet here every Wednesday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. We do a variety of nets. You can go to YouTube right now and see this face of my radio, which is a change after about 8 weeks. If you face my radio, so you'll be able to see the different signal strengths you see from other people. You can all be able, since you're on YouTube, you'll be able to hear what other parties sound like if you can't hear them on your own antenna. Let's see, you can also go to 146.415.net for information on Simplex. You can go to groups.io and go to MJSS in their search block, and you'll find, you can either sign up for the email list or you can see our net schedule. The email list, we give reminders for local nets as well as our own, and we also, oh yeah, it's an opportunity for you to use it as a sounding board for technical questions and anything else for your ham radio. And in lieu of all of that, you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. Let's see, other announcements. There's the second, remember it's the second, not next Saturday would normally be a Saturday for breakfast, but it's going to be the following Saturday, which is indeed the second Saturday. I mean, the second Saturday of the month, since we meet on the second and fourth Saturday. So it's the second Saturday, not next Saturday. Next Saturday is 2 weeks from the previous breakfast, but it's not the second Saturday. Besides, I need a Saturday off. I eat too much. Is there any other announcements I need to know about besides? Let's see, we did this net tonight, and then tomorrow night's net at 7:30 p.m. We have another 10-meter net on 28.415. I say another. I do one on Wednesday nights. Michael KM4YRF does one on Sunday nights, 7:30 p.m. 28.415. Be there. And he does one on 28.415, moves on to 29.415, and then on to 223.415. Anyway, any other announcements? Nothing heard. I guess I'm on the right frequency. Anyway, because okay, we're going to go ahead and start from the south then? But not start from the south. We're not starting from the south. We're going to move to people short on time, first-time check-ins for mobile stations. So please come now. All righty. Am I on the right antenna? Yes, I am. Let's start from the south then. Please come now.
I'm so short, I don't know. I might be WOD short.
Hey, hold on there, Earl. I had Tony in there first. Tony, how you doing?
I'm doing well. You're real scratchy tonight, dude.
Well, I might be. Hey, hang on one second, guys. Hang on for 1 second. This, hold on. I'll tell you why in a minute.
Yeah, make sure you're off the dummy load and the PL59 switch to BR459. You might have something figured out over there, Paul.
Your head and nod your eye.
I think I am there now. How's that sound now, Tony?
That's a little better. Yeah, there you go.
Very good. Okay, I wanted to give, I forgot about the announcements. I got a new ship date on my X700, and it's December 23rd.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, that was Tony. Anything else for the net, Tony?
Nope.
Very good. That was Tony, KF4, KFQ. Also, Earl, besides what you said, you got anything else for the net?
Well, not right now. Maybe later. I'm just cutting up, carrying on because I like being long-winded and using my radio. KE4D is a Hello out there, radio.
Yeah, very good. You sound good here, and you sounded good over on the other net earlier this evening. That was Earl, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Who else is South?
Kilo Echo. B9RXK.
Hold on, RXK. We had. I'll get you just a second. That's the Kilo Echo 4 Yankee Sierra. Man, I can't even get my call there straight, Larry. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee. Give me a call again. All of a sudden, I got messed up.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Yeah, for some reason, I wanted to stick a Zulu at the end of that. Didn't make any sense to me. Anyway, everything good, Larry? Oh, by the way, how many did you get out of D-Star? Because you couldn't hear me on the other antenna I was on.
We got 6.
Excellent. Very good. Yeah, we had 7 on DMR, which was a good night for us. Anyway, anything else on that, Larry?
Oh, man, well, you can always get K4
I think I heard it. Was that John I heard in there? Give me a call again.
Yeah, K4PW. B9RXK. John here. From Clinton, Iowa, portable.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, John's in here from visiting. I'm sure he's still visiting his daughter. He's normally in Clinton, Iowa. Everything going well, John? Your trip's going well?
Oh yeah, we're doing well. We got a lot of work to do around the house while we're down here now. Operating FTM 400, 50 watts to my diamond monoband antenna here on the truck.
Ah, very good. You have any good luck with Simplex out there in Iowa?
Yeah, we got a little bit going on there, not a lot. We've been trying on the fusion end of things and doing some fusion simplex exercises on Sunday evenings, and it works out pretty good.
Yeah, very good. Well, that's one of the things that I always the reason we do the DMR, D-Star, and Fusion Simplex nets is because everybody sees those nets. I mean, those frequencies, those modes, not frequencies, but those modes as being repeater modes. They just think of them that way. And I said, no, everything's good for Simplex.
Oh yeah. We used a local Aries frequency there, 146.45, I think, that we've been using. Local Clinton County, and it works out pretty good. And the guys get on there with their HTs, and it's surprising how far you can get around as long as you got one person who's got a good antenna, and it works out pretty good.
Yeah, usually like me. If you're in the middle, you're in great shape.
Oh yeah, it works out real well, really does. I like having this. Helps out with me mobile with this. I've got this diamond NR22L and 96 inches long, monoband. Got about 6 dB a gain on it. Not too bad for 2 meters.
Oh no, I have that same antenna. That's a monster for 2 meters, isn't it? On a mobile.
It's a monster, and I call it my tree trimmer.
Oh yeah, it's my gosh, I have to take it off because I'll have to go downtown to the VA. And to the VA, you go in the parking garage, even the shorter antennas hit the roof. So I'm not taking that big one out there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It holds up pretty good. I got it on a lip mount on I got a suicide door in the pickup truck, and it mounts right on there. Holds up real well, and I've gotten some pretty good mileage out of it. And like I say, I don't leave it on all the time, but works out real good, especially for days like this. So, okay, Paul, won't hold you. Thanks for checking me in.
Yeah, very good. Again, that was John, and he's normally in Clinton, Iowa, but he visits his daughter here in Mount Juliet, and he's here doing some work with his daughter's house. That's Whiskey, well, besides visiting his daughter and her family. That's Whiskey Bravo 9 Romeo X-Ray Kilo. Yeah, he's another person who's got one of those 96-inch diamond mobile antennas. Fortunately, it does have a fold-over part to it in case you want to take it down, but the fold-over doesn't do a lot of good, I noticed. And you got nowhere to put it because it will flop around if you don't have some place to kind of nail it down to the roof of your car or whatever. Anyway, who else is south?
Kilo India 83 NPR still south.
Oh, very good. Hold on there, Michael. Hold on. I heard David in there first. Hold on, Mike.
Well, good evening, Mr. Paul. You sounded good. Did they by chance give you a new date on the shipping of the antennas? Did they say which year it was going to be?
Well, it may show up, be shipped in December. May is the key word. But it won't get here till next year, technically. So I don't know. I bought it. I ordered another that tram antenna through Home Depot for $120 or whatever. That'll be here on Wednesday.
Okay, well, you're sounding good over here on this end. Good evening to everybody on that. I sure appreciate what you do, sir. Okay, I'm Wednesday. Back to you.
Very good. That was David. Yeah, that was David in Reedyville. Kilo India 4 November, Delta November. I think I heard Mike in there. That was you, wasn't it, Michael?
That it was. I tell you what, most of the bands were outstanding today. You know, between 12, 15, 17, 10. I mean, fabulous contacts today.
Yeah, I heard some of that today as I was setting up, getting my radio back in use. So seemed to be doing pretty good.
Oh yeah, Italy, Scotland, Spain, the Azores, Canary Islands, Italy, and Belize, Mexico. I mean, like everybody was going today. You heard Germany, and I heard a guy down in New Zealand that he dropped off before I could try to make a contact with him.
Oh, that's right. What time of day was that New Zealand contact?
That was earlier afternoon, before noon.
Oh, wow. That's unusual for something out there in the Pacific.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, well, it doesn't mean if you got good conditions, they're good conditions. I've had surprises like that before.
But yeah, it definitely surprised me how, and most of it was down in the, you know, the extra band portions of the band versus up in the general area.
Yeah. Well, are you? I forget. Are you general already? You're not an extra yet, are you?
Yeah, I've been an extra for about 4 or 5 months.
That's right. Okay, I forgot about that. I was going to say, yeah, it helps, doesn't it? So when there's some people in there, that area of the band.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of nice. It's a little quieter. If you know if you're down in that area, it's usually going to be a nice DS contact.
Yeah, very good. Anything else for the net tonight, or anything else you got going on?
No, it's just I keep facing the chores I got to do it. Build a couple line launchers so I can get the head bed up higher once I figure out which tree I want.
Oh, very good. Did you say you had a line launcher now?
I'm in the process to build 2 of them.
Compressed air?
Without a doubt.
Oh, cool. Cool. Obviously, you got an air compressor, or you got a nice hand pump.
Air compressor.
Yeah, I saw one. I don't remember which brand it is. I saw it for sale on the web the other day. I think it was with the reel, the fishing reel type reeling method. I want to say it was $139, $149.
Well, the one's going to cost me probably close to $140 to completely build, and that's using a sprinkler controller to release the air, and then the other one would just be a straight tube, probably going to be maybe $50, $60.
Oh, cool. It's going to be that expensive, huh? For that quick release on the valve.
Well, the first one's going to be more of a U-shape, so it's going to be a lot shorter, but it's still made with 4-inch sized Schedule 40 PVC that's got to go all the way down to about an inch and a half. And I'm going to make it to where I can swap tubes out and either launch tennis balls or the throwaways.
You can modify for just launching potatoes.
Well, that too.
Very good. Anything else for that, Mike?
No, it just hope everybody enjoys the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, very good. That was Michael, K3MPR. He's here in east of me in Mount Juliet, a couple of miles. Doing a lot of DX. That's great. Who else is south?
Comment. NADNUT.
Oh, yeah. What's that? Michael, comment.
Don Thorpe said that you were booming into him, and then when you did what you did, he can't hear you now.
Oh, that's funny. Because I was using my old OPEC 2 meter, 70 centimeter antenna. And it's in that other, it's about 30, 40 feet away from this antenna. And that's the same. When I move over to the other antenna, I can't hear Larry. I can't hear Don.
Well, he just thought he was kind of funny.
It is fun. You're absolutely right. I'm checking him in anyway.
All right, carry on.
Anyway, I heard Carl in there, N8NUT. What's up, Carl?
Hey, not a whole lot. Glad you're doing good tonight.
Oh, yeah, doing fine. Doing good, everything. And the net went well. The other nets went well tonight.
Yeah, sure did. So are they fixing your antenna for free?
You wish. I can't even, Diamonds, these manufacturers are really just distributors, and they're not much help. That when I had that problem a couple of years ago, I had hell to pay to get them on the phone. I left message after message on their answering machine and sent them emails, and then they finally got, at two separate occasions on a busted antenna through those two big windstorms we had, and and after that I couldn't get them at all. I guess I got tired of hearing from them.
Oh wow, that's a bummer. Yeah, I had that 1481 that it went bad. I took it apart and found out there's just a little diode thing in there. It came loose. I soldered it back, and that fixed it. But anywho, I'll let you get on with it. N8NUT.
Oh, that's funny. I never knew it. So you were able to take the base section out of that 1481?
Yeah, roger that.
Oh, cool. Very good. It's amazing that it came loose, because normally a good solder joint doesn't come loose.
Yeah, it looked like it got a little water in there as well. You know, the problem with those fiberglass, that thin fiberglass, they start getting those tiny cracks in there. I don't know. I think because everything was green, all the metal in there was greenish.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know. I had that same problem with this antenna. The other antenna that I was using earlier in the evening was that tram, well, similar, same one as the tram. And it had the water problems, crazy. I was thinking about if this one would dry out, or I could make it work better, if I just slide a piece of like schedule 20 PVC over the whole length of it to keep water out of it.
Oh yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I had one that hit the ground. It might have been the same one, and then I put a bunch of epoxy on it.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about the same thing, covering the whole thing with epoxy.
Yeah, it'll work. Get you down the road a little longer.
Yeah, very good. Well, anyway, anything else for the net there, Carl?
No, sir. Thanks for doing it. N8NUT.
Yeah, very good. That was Carl, November 8, November Uniform Tango. Who else is south?
J4TYJ.
Hello, Mr. Jim. Everything well since I last talked to you?
Yeah, just went to town, spent some money, had some lunch, got new stickers for the license plate. So, yeah, we're all legal again.
That can't be too big an office for the DMV down.
We don't have a DMV. It's the county clerk's office.
How's Sally doing?
That's actually Lena.
Yeah, it's terrible when you're on a first name basis with the county officials, isn't it?
Who said that was terrible?
No, it's a good thing. It really is. I know that when I was in Florida, we had one of those county offices, state offices for all of that stuff, for licenses and registrations and all of the stuff. You walked in, you took a number, and you prayed that you get. But they moved pretty quickly. They got really efficient. But it was one of those where there's like 8 or 10 stations, and you just sat down with your number in your hand, hoping they'd call your number next.
Yeah, that's when I was active duty, that was at Jacksonville. They took over an old bank and converted that into the Department of Motor Vehicles, and it was a complete nightmare. You take a number when you went in there, and you hoped you had everything, all the T's crossed and the I's dotted, and all the bizarre paperwork and stuff you needed to come up with to get tags and change plates or sell a car. I mean, it was a nightmare. Taxes, and was the inspection up to date, and Rally doesn't see this, and it was the biggest nightmare. And that was a fine example of how well a government cannot run anything.
Well, yeah, sometimes they do better than others. Don't get me wrong. My favorite, you may have heard me tell it very quickly. I bought a car from the company I worked for. It was a lease car, and I bought it in November or December. I took it for registration in January. Well, I paid the tax, the state tax, all the tax that fully paid for, all the taxes paid. for the transaction through the leasing company who was authorized to do all of that. They were in Baltimore. So anyway, I got all that done. I went in there and I said, okay, there you go. I just need to re-register. And they go, well, you didn't pay all the tax. I said, I sure did. There's a receipt right there. He goes, well, we changed the tax as of January 1 and you owe us another $35. I go, no, I bought the car in December, prior to the tax. So that's what I'm buying. That's what it applies to. You can't do after the fact say it's more after I actually did the transaction in a previous year. Yes, we can, because the system would not take my registration without that $35.
In North Carolina today, I have a 4x8 utility trailer, and they tried to charge me for an 8x14 enclosed trailer because you got more taxes for it that way.
Yeah, no, it's just funny. The governments are what they are. I mean, they're a necessary evil, and we just got to deal with them.
Exactly. I'll just leave you with this final fine piece of thinking. For a country that founded itself on taxation without representation, we got a lot of taxation.
Oh man, and I don't remember voting on any taxes. Do you?
Nope, sure didn't. Nothing like this.
Very good. By the way, I was looking in not my home county, but where my brother lives in his county. He lives in Buffalo. He doesn't Buffalo. He lives in an adjacent city there, and they actually voted to reduce the county taxes this year. I went, what are you guys insane? Is something in the water up there now?
How does that work? I don't think there's a provision for reducing taxes in any government, is there?
Oh, there is. They just don't. They lose it. No, he actually did. I'm not sure the reason, but I was just shocked to see the county like that up there in Buffalo area reducing taxes, because that never happened.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Paul, you're doing a fine job. I'll catch you a little bit later on. Everybody's back here doing fine. Other than that, it's all systems are normal. Good to hear you. KE4TYJ.
Yeah, very good. That was Jim, and he's in Woodbury. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Who else is Sal?
KO4SSW.
All right, you're straining my memory. KO. I know you've called in before, but I don't remember your name.
This is Blair. I'm over by Providence off of South Rutland.
Oh yes, I'm sorry about that, Blair. Yeah, if somebody isn't calling in routinely, I tend to not remember them because it's awful. I write them down, but I don't memorize them really unless I two ways that make me memorize them. I see them in person, or they routinely call in. But anyway, where are you over there in Rutland? You're on South Rutland?
Yeah, just off of South Rutland, just past Providence Trail, down in one of the new subdivisions.
Oh yeah, very nice. Man, that area is getting packed over there, isn't it?
Starting to. The phase we're in was 100 new houses, and then the other side of South Rutland, they just started breaking ground on another 100 houses they're going to build over there.
Man, see, there you go. The city of Mount Juliet loves those taxes, don't you know?
Makes the world go around.
Oh, it does. My wife says, "What's wrong with these people?" I said, "There's nothing wrong with them. They love new development because all that means is more taxes."
Yep, more taxes, more money to spend, and hopefully they'll spend it wisely. From what I can tell from Mount Juliet so far, and I don't know if everyone agree with me, but they seem to actually have a little bit of clue to doing a little bit of planning on their development around here.
Yeah, I think they do a pretty good job. I only have one critical complaint about, and I don't think they had much to do with it, and that was on roads like I've rarely seen them where I lived in Florida. I don't think I've ever seen them in Florida, and I never see them here in Tennessee. And that's instead of having everything built, so you just, in other words, if you want to pull into a McDonald's, it's right there. You have to pull off, and you're right there. In fact, if you have to come to a quick stop, you just stop traffic and and you pull into a McDonald's or something. Well, they should have always on these main roads like Mount Juliet Road, which has become extraordinarily busy. They should have access roads on each side so you can pull off into the access road and then go parallel to the main road to get into these different retail stores and the strip malls.
Yeah, I learned how to run the parking lots and everything around here to stay off of South Mount Juliet Road.
Oh, Mount Juliet Road is a horror. And I don't know if that's ever going to get better because, as you know, around Providence, is, I laugh every time I go through there because it's just always busy.
Yeah, Yeah, but coming from Atlanta, I'm enjoying the traffic here. Everyone says it's bad here, but what we had in Atlanta, it's not bad to me at all.
Oh no, Atlanta is a horror show. And I lived in Tampa and Miami, and those were both. I don't know if they were as bad as Atlanta. At least they didn't have the super highways, the major highways that Atlanta did. But Miami and Tampa were pretty bad. But I when coming here, no, by comparison, it's a dream compared to Tampa or Miami.
No, as I said, we're enjoying it here, so it's been a nice move for us.
Very good. How long have you been here now?
Since the beginning of May.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's the one part about Tennessee that's funny to me. It is a growing state, growing city here in Mount Juliet and the surrounding areas, and of course Nashville is. But even so, I think the population of Florida is somewhere between 20 and 30 million. And here's little old Tennessee with 7 or 8 million.
Yep, I'll take. Like I said, I'll take it. I like the less people.
Oh yeah, no, I do too. The problem is the growth tends to muck things up in terms of traffic and just a hassle. But it's not as bad. No, it's not. It's not really not bad at all compared to most major municipalities. If you've ever driven in, well, you've driven in Atlanta, but I was in New York a couple of times in the last couple of years, New York City. Every time I go there, I go, why did I come here?
I've not had the pleasure of New York, but I've heard the horror stories.
Oh, it's just craziness. The number of people there and the amount of traffic. It's just it is from. It sounds like a caricature, but it's true. Drivers there tend to be more aggressive.
Definitely, when I go back to Atlanta, I noticed the drivers there are significantly more aggressive. I got about 2 weeks ago. I was coming in on the Sunday evening in between Marietta, which is northeast of Atlanta, and where I was going on the east side. I must have got past, and of course, they're all Dodge Challengers or Dodge Chargers. I got passed by about 5 or 6 of them doing probably 100 miles an hour, and several of them racing each other.
Oh man, every time I have an event similar to that, I just pray they don't come near me. I just try to stay in my lane and let them go by.
Yeah, they'll get past you real fast. You just have to hold your lane.
Oh yeah, or the motorcycles that are doing 150 miles an hour, which I've had that happen.
Oh yeah, those I don't even notice those anymore. Those are all over the place.
Okay, anyway, anything else for the net, Blair?
No, I did just get my general certificate last night, so I'll be on HF now more.
Oh, awesome. Where did you take the test?
I actually did it online with a place out of Alaska, Alaska Frontier, and did it online about 10 o'clock last night. I took the test.
Ah, very good. Not the Anchorage Amateur Radio Club?
No, this is the Last Frontier Volunteer Examiner Club.
Okay, so there's another. I didn't know there was another one up there. I used to do the remote testing when they required a proctor for exams. They don't require them anymore. You can do it online without a proctor. And I worked for that. I volunteered with the the Anchorage Amateur Radio Club, and that worked out well. It was a good system, and now it's even better.
Yeah, they were pretty good. They had 3 VEs. I had to have 2 cameras going, one where they could see the front of me and one where they could see behind me. And they had 3 VEs that were watching all that, and it went pretty well.
Yeah, it should go well. I mean, it's kind of hard to. Yeah, and you can never leave. That's the funny part. You can never leave you can't leave where the camera can't see you. It's critical to the event.
Yeah, they can't see you. Your test is terminated.
Yeah, anyway, no, it all works out well though, because I think most hams aren't going to be cheating anyway. I mean, when I say most, I mean 99.9% of them.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Anyway, anything else for the net there, Blair?
No, I'll turn it back to you. KO4SSW.
Very good. That's Blair here in Mount Juliet. Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra Sarah Whiskey. And yeah, welcome to the general area of the band. You'll have a lot of fun there. Who else is south?
Just hit Blair up and tell him we got a Wilson County Amateur Radio Club meeting this Saturday at 6 p.m.
Blair, I assume you heard that Wilson County Amateur Radio Club over there in Lebanon.
I did hear that, and I will next Saturday. I think next Saturday I won't be able to make that, but I'll definitely get to one of those.
Now, every first Saturday of every month.
I'll put it on the calendar for November and try and make that for sure.
Very good. Glad to hear it. Anybody else south? East, moving over to the, we had a lot of souths in there. Who was the east?
KM4, YRS.
Very good, Michael. How much you have on C4 FM?
7.
Awesome. Yeah, because there was 7 on DMR and 6 on D-Star and SMS. Things are picking up just by little increments.
Yes, they are. And Blair was about to blow me out.
Well, you know where Rutland meets where he said he was. I forget the name of the street now.
Yeah, he's just a hop and a skip for me.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's kind of funny how strong it is when somebody's close to you. Well, you're pretty strong to me, I'm telling you.
But you are to me too. It jumps every time you key up.
Yeah, very good. Anything else for the net, Michael?
No, I guess that's it, Paul. Thank you for doing what you do. And I'll take this back to net control.
Very good. That's Michael. As you know, he does the 10-meter net tomorrow night, so you got to be there. It's mandatory. And to at least think about it. 10 meters on 28.415 Sunday nights at 7:30. Who else is east?
PR5 for me, KI4SIB, KI4SOR. Good evening, Paul.
Hello, Richard and Stephanie. What's up?
Diddly Dimpo Dunk, just having a large time with life. I'm not going to be there next Saturday. We're headed east for the weekend, so just thought I'd let you know. Well, that's not next Saturday anyway. You just made that announcement. Never mind. Just kidding.
You let your parole officer know you're going out east?
Yeah, I got to let him know when I got to do that back Monday because he won't be in the office until then. But yeah, I'll let him know.
Everything going well out east. Where do you go out east mostly?
Gatlinburg. Go up there and see her mountains for a weekend.
Oh, very good. Now it's pretty out there, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful. I love that area of the world. But no, I've got a fellow that's going to impart a radio on me for a minor amount of money, and I'm going to go take him up on it.
Oh, cool. Kind of not only spend gas to get out there, but buy a radio.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, his twin brother is the one I'm talking on that's going to go in my truck I just bought.
Which one are you talking on?
The Yaesu FTM 300.
Oh, yeah, very good. Yeah, it's a nice radio.
Oh, I love this joker. The only drawback to it I found so far is when you're manually going through the frequencies, it stops at the top number, and you have to go back down unless you know the frequency you've got programmed into it and where it is. You've got to turn the knob back down and find it. I mean, it will scan all the way around the horn, but it won't manually go around the horn like it. I'd love for it to.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess I understand that. I'm trying to remember on which radios I have that'll do that. They just keep rolling around. Because I know some of them do, but I don't think mine does either.
Most of them do. In fact, that 7800 I just took off the bench that I've used forever. It did. And it's another Yaesu. I don't know why they didn't do that with this one, but maybe they'll come up with a software upgrade at some point that will change that or something. But for now, I've got to manually go through it. I've got to see how I've gotten around it. I will get to the top, drop it back a couple of frequencies to push scan, and it'll go right through it.
I got you. It's still a nice radio.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's a great radio. I love the fact that I can see 2 different frequencies at one time and be able to communicate on either one of them, depending on which one I've got highlighted, and it works great.
Have you ever found a 25 position selector switch for your HT so you can hook them all up simultaneously?
I pull my hair out trying to figure out which was which.
I know it. I got 4 and I don't know which one's which.
I can't wait to get these things displayed on a shelf in the house. I'm going to go nuts.
What, just make dust collectors out of them?
No, actually, I'm going to utilize them. I'm going to start using one. When I get them organized, get them good in charge, and all that stuff, I'm just going to use one for a different carry. About every week, I'll change, pick up another one and carry it for a week, and pick up another and carry it for a week. See what happens.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm with you. I do similar things with stuff I own too. Anyway, anything else for the net, Richard?
No, everything's under control, and I hope everybody else is doing well. And don't forget to remind folks, if you will, before the meetings that we have, the club meetings, I mean, like the next one's October the 6th at 4:30 that afternoon,
we do VE testing. So if anybody needs an upgrade, or if I know anybody that wants to get their license for the first time, if it's a first timer, don't forget to get the FRN number before they get there, and before they come there, rather. And they take the test and go from there.
Yep, I'm with you. Yeah, I'll put that out there on the group about the test on the 6th, or before the 6th. And that test starts at what, 5?
No, it starts at 4:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, was there somebody else jumping in?
Comment.
Okay, go ahead, Earl.
I was just thinking off the top of my head when my hair was, but anyway, if he could, Richard could find him a true dual band, which speaking of a true dual band, which cross band repeat, some of his HTs might have that capabilities in theirs too. But I'm just thinking and saying that that could be an option for him easily knocking the dust off those HTs if he had a cross band repeat mobile or something in his vehicle, or in his backup things, or something like that. I'm just saying, okay?
Yeah, I'm with you. He could carry that around, just normal activities with a crossband repeat from his base station. But I think he's aware of that. I think you've got one radio that does a crossband repeat, don't you there, Richard?
I think this one does. I'm not going to swear to it, but I think it does. But I got burned on a crossband repeat radio a few years ago, and I don't know that I'm of the mood to test those waters again. I'll put it. I'm just gun shy of doing that again, because the first time I did it, I blew the radio up. So I didn't know to turn the power down on one side or the other, and kind of messed up the radio. So I kind of shy away from that now.
Oh yeah, I get it. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, you had that in that dual band. Gosh, I forget what the model of that radio was.
Oh, it was a TYT 7900, I think. The TH 7900 is one of that I had.
Yeah, it's a nice little radio.
Oh yeah, but I have a friend of mine fix it, and I've had it reprogrammed. I just never have delved off into the idea of trying to utilize it again.
Yeah, well, very good. Anything else for the net, Richard?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Appreciate what you're doing, and keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Sept to everybody. KI4SIB, KI4SOR, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, that's Richard and Stephanie, KI4SIB and KI4SOR in just west of downtown Lebanon. Anybody else east?
Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, Michael in Lebanon.
Hello, Michael. Hey, I was at let's see, you're doing a statewide net, are you not? Is it DMR?
Yes, sir. On Friday nights, we got a Tennessee statewide 3147. Me and another guy do a net. We have a question and we talk. Had about 16 people there last night. So I want to hit one thing real quick. That club meeting, the Lebanon Wilson County Club meeting, is going to be the 7th instead of the 6th. So it'll be an exam at 4 o'clock on the 7th, according to the email I got.
Oh, 4 o'clock, not 4:30.
It's always been 4:30 when I've done the PE stuff here, but I haven't received anything different. So I'll have to look into it.
All right, well, let me know. I'll send that out to the troops. You guys can let me know what the correct number is here in the next day or two, if you don't mind. There's some conflict there, Michael and yeah, R.I.P. Michael, about what time that was at, 4:30 or 4 o'clock.
It may be 4:30. I just know that Richard had said something about the 6th. I didn't want anybody showing up on the 6th and it'd be on the 7th.
Well, at least they know where the building is.
That's true. You would know that. I wanted to let you know that you kind of messed me up at the very beginning because I wasn't hearing you too well, and I started looking at my stuff because I had a bad signal with Ricky up in Portland Thursday night, and I started thinking there was something wrong with my antenna. Then all of a sudden they cleared up because you changed antennas.
Yes, I did. I'm glad I did too. I can't wait till I get the replacement antenna here next week, and then my if and when my new antenna comes in January now, it looks like.
Well, my natural inclination to think there's something wrong with my antenna, but that's where I started looking, and maybe I thought I might have a loose connection or something like that. And I started adjusting, and all of a sudden you came in clear as day. A lot less noise.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I do okay. It's just that this antenna doesn't have the receivability that that X700, because this is like a 6 6.3 dBi gain on 2 meters, and the X700 is on 9.3. It's 50% more.
Yeah, I mean, I have a 510, Diamond 510, and Ricky the other night, I had a lot of noise coming in on my side, but transmitting was great, and Richard was hearing him just fine. But and Richard, of course, Richard lives right around the corner. I could probably almost throw a rock at his house or his place, but he was coming through to Ricky just fine. So I immediately after Thursday night thought maybe now I'm getting it with Paul. Maybe I got something wrong.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Got to trying to figure out why I can't hear what. And usually it's my fault. I'm on the wrong antenna, or I got the switch in the wrong place, or something.
That's usually me. I start digging to see what I did wrong. A lot of times it is operator error.
Yeah, no, it's awful. Yeah, it's short. We call it it's got a short in it, short between the ears.
That or ID10T error.
That's right. Anything else for the net, Mike?
Now, I appreciate you being out there and just watching my signal, see how it goes. So you have a good evening, and I'll talk to you again soon. 73 to you. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, that's Michael. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa in Lebanon. Who else is south?
KQ4, I can. KE4, TW.
Hold on, West KE4TWI. I'm writing it down there. Who was that other station in? KQ4, which was that?
This is Carlos, KQ4, I can. Over here in Donaldson.
Oh, KQ4. What's the rest of that call? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Kilo, Quebec 4, India, Kilo, November.
Ah, there you go. I'm sorry. It was. How you doing, Carlos? I haven't heard from you in a little bit.
Yeah, doing good. Just getting radio stuff. My antennas where I need to have them up on a pole here in the backyard. And how am I sounding?
Oh, you sound great. Give me another transmission. So I wasn't looking at the screen here.
That's why I haven't been on the net here. But everything's going good. Just playing around with the new rig. I've got a Kenwood 590 SG, and so just learning how to use that, and things are going well otherwise.
Oh, fantastic! Did you ever? I wasn't sure. I didn't hear from you again. I said hear from you. I saw it on I forget where it was. Oh, I saw it on the on another reflector, on another site about you looking for somebody to help you out with it. Did you get the help you needed to get that antenna up?
Yes, I did. Yep. One of the club members, one of the club here members here to help me get it up and running. Yep.
Awesome. I'm glad. So you've been doing a lot of stuff on HF?
Yeah, I just want to listen in. Yeah, mostly 20 meters. But just learning. I may have to put in an external tuner. That's still trying to decide whether I'm going to do that to see if that'll help a little bit.
Gotcha. Your radio doesn't have an internal tuner, I take it.
Yeah, it does. I've heard mixed results that with the external tuner, really, it can really help with the noise.
I guess I've had good luck with the internal tuners, but I've also used an external tuner as well. Anything else for the net there, Carlos?
No, not at all. Just glad to be here tonight, and I'm glad my signals coming in good. This is KQ4 I can, and I'm trying to be here on Wednesday as well. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for doing this.
Very good. I do have that call right. It's Kilo Quebec 4 India Charlie November, correct?
It's India Kilo November.
Oh, there you go. Boy, I've got apparently alphabet dyslexia here. Kilo Quebec 4 India Kilo November. God, I heard Kilo when I wrote down Charlie. Anyway, that was Carlos. Kilo Quebec 4 India Kilo November, and he's in it's Hermitage, right?
Over in Donaldson.
Oh, Donaldson. My mistake again. Donaldson. Big signal, very loud. I mean, it's about S7 here, or so, but I wouldn't be able to tell. It sounded like just full scale audio to me. Wes, how you doing?
Doing good. south, thought I'd missed north. Maybe I have. But no, things are good out here in the Town area. Good day. Really nothing for the net. I'm a loafer. KE4
A loafer. Well, yeah, still going up. School's open.
Actually, this coming week and next week and a half we're on fall break, so I really am a loafer.
Oh, wow. You guys, well, see, that's what's funny. You guys would do what, 36 weeks of school?
I guess you're right. Oh, I prefer the traditional, like the old traditional schedule, but I'm not in charge of that.
Well, I think I told you, I got a kick out of it when I realized, for whatever reason, I don't understand, that Tennessee is on a 36-week schedule of school. In other words, whatever, 5 days a week in other words, 5 days in a week in 36 weeks of school. And in New York, and I'm not bragging about New York, they do 40 weeks of school. And I'd say, well, were the New Yorkers slow learners, or are the Tennesseans faster learners?
I don't know. 18 weeks times 2 makes sense. But anyway, times are good. Had some good sunspots, but nothing else for the net. KE4TW.
Yeah, very good. That was West, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey, India in Possum Town. And yeah, we had 4 10-week periods. That was strict as strict could be. And if we had snow days in there, we'd lose like a vacation. We'd lose Easter, we'd lose Christmas vacation. Oh, so excuse me, we can't call it Christmas anymore. We can't call it Easter, but that's what we'd lose. We'd lose days from the regular vacations, or whatever you want to call them. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting that New York is 40 weeks and you guys are 36 weeks. And obviously you got to cover the same material. So you must be faster teachers. That's what it is. Anyway, that was West, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey. And anybody else south or east?
KG4CXE, Chris in Rural Hill.
Hey, Chris, anything good?
Nothing at all.
So you're not good? Is that what you're saying?
No, everything's all right over here, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing well. So you're mostly working at home?
I go in 2 days a week, but yeah, I mean, I would say that the majority of the week would be, remote.
You know, that's one thing the pandemic did for commercial buildings, and that's that they realized now there's real trouble in most of the major cities with filling commercial buildings because all of them realized they didn't need to bring in everybody all the time.
I know, and yet still the traffic is horrible. It doesn't make sense.
That I attribute to the growth because it seems to be getting worse.
It does. I would have to agree. I was hoping it would stabilize, but it's kind of steadily get worse. But
I've determined we need 2 interstates, one for tractor trailers and one for cars.
I wish we could have that double. That'd be awesome. Or just double what we got right now.
Yeah, no, listen, you're going to be retired by the time they figure that one out.
Tell me about it.
No, it takes forever to get these things done, and they've already kind of, I don't know, they've already, that old term, screwed the pooch on the interstates the way they got them laid out here. I don't know how they can make them better unless they just do whole brand new interstates and fly over Nashville, in 2 directions.
Well, it's supposed to be that way a long time ago, based on everything we were told when we were younger.
Oh, is that right? Well, again, you see, the interstates are all federal, so they do what they please, I guess.
Yeah, I meant the flying cars and everything, so where you'd have a separate area you could have traffic.
Well, I just saw this week, they're licensing the drone taxis.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know what altitude they'll fly at, but that's pretty crazy. I'm going to read into that though.
I just thought they were neat because then after they have that for a while, they'll make them driverless drone taxis.
Yeah, that would be wild.
I don't think I want to be in them, though, really. I just can't imagine being a battery operated drone flying going from Lebanon to let's say to Nashville or Clarksville. I just can't imagine.
Yeah, I don't know that I would feel safe in it, but I mean, I would have to. I'm too technical. I would want to see if it has redundant systems in it,
Yeah, or a giant parachute.
That as well.
Well, some planes do have that. I'm told some light planes.
Yeah, you can have a parachute in one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else good for the net?
Nope, I got nothing else. 73.
Very good. That was Chris in Rural Hill, Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo. And who else is east?
Okay, I'm for QE.
Hello, Stan. How are you holding up?
Holding up pretty well, Paul. How about you?
Good. You're still working at the same job?
Yeah, for now. I've applied for some other jobs. Remains to be seen if I'll get one.
I just wonder if you're wearing out all your shoe leather.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's good though. Keeps you busy, rather than just sitting around all day.
Yeah, we've been kind of slow lately.
Yeah, well, that's not good either, being slow.
Makes it for a long, long day.
Yeah, no, it's I can't remember the last time I had a really slow job. I can't, because the jobs I had were always, if I wasn't busy, I had to be busy to get more work.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. Applied for some IT jobs, but I don't know if I'll get any of them or not.
Yeah, well, I hope things go well for you.
Thanks, Paul.
Very good. Anything else for the net, Stan?
No, that's all. Back to net. Okay, I'm for HQE.
Very good. That's Stan. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo, and he's in Lebanon. Who else is east?
Just some information, Paul.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I just checked the schedule, and the meeting is at 6 p.m.
The meeting's at 6, and the test is at?
Test starts at usually 4:30, I believe, and then the meeting starts at 6 p.m.
All right. I'll try to get that out. And if you hear any updates, let me know, please.
Yeah, I just pulled that off their public event calendar. That's what they had it for.
Yeah, well, public event calendars can be wrong too.
Oh, true. They're all, everything's subject to be wrong.
Hey, we're humans. We're wrong. Anyway, again, we'll do a little review of that. That meeting is at, I just wrote it down, 6 p.m. The meeting's at 6. Testing would be at 4:30, and that's in Lebanon. But I'll be sending out a note on that here in the next 10 days or so. Because the meeting isn't until is it the first? Oh, it's the first Saturday, which is 2 weeks from today, correct?
First Saturday of the month, which will be this coming Saturday, the 7th.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the last Saturday of the month, not the first. Yeah, very good. It'll be next Saturday. I'll get it out here the next day or two.
Yep, 110 Oak Street, Lebanon, Tennessee.
Yeah, very good. Who else is east or north?
Jake.
Go ahead, Earl.
Well, I'm east. I thought I'd take this opportunity to be saying howdy. I really enjoy talking on the radio sometimes more than being a rubber lifter or anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, that's why we have radios, to flap our jaws.
Well, rag chew or chick. Yeah, I was thinking, well, sometimes I do that too much, but I was playing D-Star off and on today with my software on my PC and my USB Zoom spot, and I really had a good time with it and things like that. But then again, on the other hand, after that, I got thinking of something different.
And something different was what?
Well, it's kind of like everything keeps updating or upgrading, or however categorization, if I can pronounce my words correctly. You know, I'm still yet a technician and have always, up to this point, been that. I've been looking at, I got 2 books over here in my archive about studying the test upgrade. And of course, I got a 10-meter thing, seeing how a technician has been able to talk on 10 meters for a certain bandwidth.
Yeah.
I guess my question is some
maybe some helpful hints or ideas of where y'all go to talk and listen on the HF band at the risk of sounding like a nosy neighbor, you know, because I've been here, there's BFOing on pushing buttons and band to band, and I don't hear anyone local, and even on the 10-meter spectrum things, unless there's a net going on. Can you help me?
I don't think you're going to hear much local on well, I guess on occasion you hear it on 10 meters FM or even 6 meters FM. There is, but I don't know anybody who holds nets on those regularly besides us. Anybody have any clue on?
Well, I'm just not particularly concerned about a net or anything like that. Just regular conversation like we're having right now, and here, there, and yonder throughout the day. Even this frequency got kind of quiet throughout the day.
Yep, no, I'm with you. There's a little bit of a lull recently. You're right. I've noticed that. But again, it's just a matter of probably getting up and making a schedule with somebody to do that on a regular basis and get something started locally. And that is a net, just as, where people can monitor a frequency like they do here. And I just haven't heard a whole lot of traffic on here recently. And I have been also very silent recently. I get involved in a lot of other things. But you know what I'm saying? Is it's just hit and miss. Sometimes as the winter comes, I'm suspecting there's going to be a lot more traffic all over.
No, okay. Yeah, I just put my lawnmower up just before the net. Got the leaf blower out. I didn't want to put it away, as they say. Some circles real hard to put away wet, so I got the leaf blower out. Cleaned it up a little bit and everything. Got all that taken care of before dark, but I was just, I guess too many questions and not enough answers that I have sometimes, and thought maybe I'd share them out there. I'm good on QRZ, whatever, or QRZ, however you want to pronounce it, or anything like that. I don't know. I'm just trying to think, and which is not maybe a good thing, but then again, I guess it all depends on a person's perspective. If I can't even pronounce that word correctly, but anyway.
Yeah, no, it's just a matter of hit and miss, I think, and that's obviously I feel good that we've been able to do what we've done on all the bands and modes we do, but people still got to get on the air other times if you want to chat, off hours. Anyway, appreciate your input on it, Earl. Who else is east or north?
Well, just for Earl. Just like I was on before noon today, and I have 5 or 6 contacts on 10 meters, and I actually talked to Bobby Eli, which is in Lebanon, Tennessee, on 10. So that was a shock to somebody that close. But the bands are hit or miss. But you just gotta spin the dial slowly. When you hear something, just when you get your call sign, they stop talking. Just draw your call sign. See what they say. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Mike. Anybody else east or north?
Kilo 4 Tango November Romeo.
Hello, how are you tonight? Kilo 4 Tango November Romeo.
I'm doing pretty well. Had a fun-filled ham radio day, pretty much from start to finish.
Spent a lot of time on the air, I take it?
Well, no, not really. We had breakfast at the Early Bird, then we went to Bledsoe and kind of hung out. Some people did some POTA. And then I hung out with a buddy tonight and got a true USDX kit that I'm going to put together.
Oh, wow. Great. Sounds like a fun day.
Yeah, it has been pretty good. So I just happened to look down and be like, "Oh my goodness, I missed the net," and you were still going on. So.
Oh yeah, well, we on Saturday nights we finish after 9 o'clock. Haven't even gotten through the 2-meter yet, but the next two are relatively short. Anything else good for the net, Kevin? Sounds like you've been busy in ham radio today, anyway.
Oh no, I'm pretty good. I'll let you go and move on, but just wanted to make sure I got to check in. Thanks a lot, Paul, and K4TNR back to net control.
Very good. That was Kevin here, and he's in Bethpage, not here. Kilo 4 Tango November Romeo. By the way, very good signal out of Bethpage. Who else is north or east? Or anywhere?
West.
Okay, I forgot about west. I started with south. West, please come now.
KO40TV.
Very good. How you doing there, Joel?
Better now. That was a long one there. Y'all are talking about antennas. I just wanted to get this out there real quick. Harvest makes a X700 as well, and they're available, and they're about $250 to $275. I've seen it. They're a 9.3 gain as well, just like the Diamond. But I'm not sure if you're willing to wait that long, or however. I know you've been waiting a while already, but I see those in stock, and I just wanted to let you know that.
Well, for what it's worth, look on Amazon and look at the reviews there. I haven't looked in a long time, but there was a couple of them are really bad. And then Jimmy, up in here in Mount Juliet, I'm sure I forget it's called. He bought one, and he trashed it because it was lousy on that gain and SWR.
Oh man, that's too bad. I was sitting there going, man, I typed in Diamond X700 just to see if I could find anything, because I know you've been waiting a while, and I saw that, and I thought, man, that's exactly the same everything as the Diamond. So, well, that solves that, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't waste the money. Did he try to even get a refund?
I don't know. He's got unlimited funds,
Well, that must be nice. I was even thinking about ordering one, but now that you say that, which I looked on Amazon and I couldn't find them on there, but it popped up on a few other places, and that had 4.5 stars out of 56 reviews. So I thought that was halfway decent, but that was the only place I saw reviews on it.
They were probably guys with HTs and weren't hams.
Probably so. Probably using them for GMRS.
I don't know. Really, I don't know. Maybe they've gotten better. I wouldn't know, but and you're right. It sounds appealing.
I mean, it had the exact. Now, was the Diamond? Was it 4 sections?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Then I mean, did it have I think it had 3 ground radios on it as well.
I don't remember.
Okay, yeah, I could have swore I'd seen some ground radios on it, but just a few. But I didn't know if the 700 had those as well, or the Diamond, I mean. But yeah, that's interesting. Well, that's good to know. Well, that sucks, man. I hate that you've got to wait that much longer.
Oh well, I'll live. I was just looking up Harvest on Amazon. I'm looking right now. Now these are all other antennas. There's a X3200. Well, that must be a big model. X3200. Doesn't say the gain on. I'm not going to look any further. But I see. It's a tri-band. It's 2 meters, 220 and 70 centimeters. Cool. I still don't see the X7. I don't see an X700 model in here. Nope. I'm not going to look too much further, but yeah, that's enough for me. But I don't see it anywhere. I think they removed it from Amazon.
I was going to say, it looks like that too, because I looked just a second ago too, and it's not pulling up anything Harvest X700 at all.
Yeah, what they're doing is harvesting their money.
And we got another one. Good deal. Yeah, get that money, hurry up and shut it down.
Yeah, well, apparently, if they had, I really don't know because I haven't followed it, but I assume that if something gets a bunch of bad ratings, Amazon will kick them off. I don't really know if that's true or not, or they don't get the sales because of the bad reviews.
Well, that makes sense because I've bought some things over the years that I've gone back to see if they were still available, and that was the thing. I see a lot of stuff from back in the day that I had purchased and they were all available just because a lot of that stuff was outdated or, like you said, had bad reviews.
Well, I did notice that Amazon is being investigated and or sued by the federal government, the Federal Trade Commission, because if you go start selling stuff on Amazon, let's say you were selling antennas for $300 a piece, you cannot sell it anywhere else in the world for less than what you quote on Amazon. That's against their rule.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
That was one of the things. They said it was monopolizing behavior by controlling what people can do outside of their framework.
Which that makes sense. And you know, I even saw a story last week where their employees had been paid 3 weeks or something.
I don't know. That company is so big, I can't even believe that they're huge. I mean, in the last 20 years, they've become almost as big as, maybe they're bigger than Walmart. I don't know.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that at all. You know, I remember when they came out, they were just books only.
Yeah, I know it, and they were losing money every year.
Oh, it was awful. I mean, it was great for people, you know, that love to read books and, you know, like to, you know, keep like a kind of like a plan where they could get a new book every week or whatever it was. But I tell you, or subscription, I should say. But it was kind of crazy, man, how it went from that to everything you could think of.
Well, it's funny. You see, they start with selling books, and while they still sell books, it's like I think most kids don't know what a book is.
Oh, no. Why would you need a book? You got all the information in the palm of your hand. I mean, which I wouldn't go by that anymore. I mean, there's just so much misinformation out there, I guess you could say.
Well, it's not that, just that. I read some recently that they were taking some of the classics, and I think Mark Twain was one of them, and some of the other classics, and they're republishing them, taking out the words they don't like.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that. And it seems like every week I see a story on the news about another book banning. But some of them have been kind of wild, and I have seen. But then some of them, I guess I wouldn't know. I haven't seen any of them, but it seems like that's become a thing lately.
Well, again, one of the issues would, and again, I don't want to digress here too much, but the problem is, let's say I'm reading a book about any time period. I'll just say pre-Civil War, maybe the 1700s. And if they start using words, they start changing the language they use or the perceptions that they have about life and things and how, let's just say how women are treated. So they change it and they go, well, they didn't treat it. All of a sudden you get the impression they didn't treat women differently then than they do now. You'd have a bad perception of what actual history was. It's kind of like the language issue. You'd say, well, we don't use that word anymore. You go, why not? Whatever that word is. And there's a bunch of them now that supposedly can't be used in public. But you know what I'm getting at. You just get it. They're changing history is what they're doing.
Oh, there's no question. And when they look back on history of this day and age, they're going to be like, what's up with all this pronoun now nonsense?
Oh, I think that's going to go away. That's too complicated, man. People aren't that smart. Only the leftists are that smart.
Well, I concur on that one.
Anyway, yeah, my preferred pronouns are, hey, you.
Hey, pay attention.
Yeah, really. Well, I have my preferred pronoun. It was actually not a pronoun, but my preferred, well, when you go in the military, because of my last name, Wilazinski, doesn't matter. As long as your name ended in ski, you become ski for the entire duration. Now, if there's more than one ski, too bad. Everybody had to respond.
I know the feeling. I have that ski in my last name as well.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But in the military, it was funny. It was just ski. Hey, ski was up. And then there were 2 skis in my little 12, 15-man division. So, and then there was another in the same department. There was a couple more skis. So you had to be careful who. Finally, you'd use their first name. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Have to at some point.
Anyway, anything else for the net there, Joel?
No, that's it for me, Paul. I'll see y'all on 6 KO4 OTV.
Yep, that's Joel, West Ashland City, KO4 OTV. Who else is west? Or I mean north or anywhere?
Kilo Golf 4 is India Lima Victor.
Hey, Jack, glad you waited it out.
Just sit here waiting.
Hey, I was trying to be on. By the way, the reason I couldn't hear Larry and he couldn't hear me was because I was on the old antenna, not the new tri-band antenna. Because I can't hear him when I go to that. Even though the antenna is taller, it's in a different location, so I can't hear him.
Yeah, well, I heard you, and I told him he relayed you in.
Oh yeah, no, I figured that out. But it was just fascinating. That's why I can't wait for one of my new antennas to come in. The new one's supposed to be here. I think you heard it Wednesday.
I don't have much to say, but I will say this: you can't be on ham radio all day unless you start in the morning.
Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought about that. Can't.
Wait, thanks for doing that, Paul. See you on the next one. KG4ILB.
Well, that goes along with the saying: wherever you go, there you are.
Tennessee right there is what I'm talking about. KE4 DZ.
Very good, Earl. And we got that was Jack. Not that was Earl just then. Jack was before that. Kilo Golf 4, India, Lima, Victor. Anybody else out there? Lollygaggers, sandbaggers, and lurkers.
You really wouldn't have pushed west off of the calling list.
Well, I had a big gap in there earlier, and finally, who jumped in there? Somebody. Joel jumped in there. But Greg, how you doing?
I'm fine. There was no gap. You just forgot west again.
Oh, earlier, yes. I stopped at north. You know, it's like you're going backwards, and it's where it stops. That's the stopping point.
Okay, well, I'll see you on the next one. KD4 TV.
Very good. That was Greg. He's in Antioch, and he's home for Saturday night, which is kind of unusual. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. That's what happens when you have to work for a living, I guess. And he's in Antioch. Anybody else from west or anywhere?
KC4TNQ.
Hey, Charles. Good to hear you in there. It was good to hear you on DMR tonight as well.
Yeah, everybody was sounding pretty good. The ones that I could hear, but you know, it's I don't know. Sometimes I think this hole I'm in is getting worse.
You think it's sinking?
Well, yeah, you know, we're all going to go under one day.
Well, do you think that any of the buildings, because the last time I was down, I cannot believe how many buildings, I was coming in from the west and seeing how many buildings were in Nashville. And those big buildings got to be blocking some signals to the east of them.
Yeah, they're building everything everywhere. It's just getting worse and worse. But I don't think it's the building. I think it's just the hills. Because, like I say, I'm kind of a little saddle right here, right by the interstate, and I think I'm blocked to the east, southeast, and I should actually be blocked to you, but somehow or other we can talk to each other, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, your signal's decent. Your good audio. I mean, it's almost always great.
Yeah, I thought I'd talk on my Linko tonight, and I guess it's working okay then, right?
Are you talking on the Linko, the dual mode?
Yeah, the one that does the DMR. I got it on FM mode now.
Yeah, the only thing that I noticed about that, I've noticed about that Linko is that because it's don't know the reason. Maybe it's because it's got its own hand mic that you can't replace. But the audio is good, but it's a little thinner. It doesn't have the broadness to it.
Yeah, I was just messing with the mic gain on it. I got it on maximum, so I don't know if maybe maybe I need to talk more into the mic.
Oh no, it's good. Don't get me strong. No, it's got a good strong audio. It just doesn't have the depth to it. Doesn't have, it's more of a narrow loudness rather than a broader, normal sounding, microphone sound. Maybe backing off on the gain a little bit would help.
Yeah, maybe it would, but that would take a minute to do, and we're not gonna wait that long. But anyway, the pause was because us on the west side are excellent ham operators, and we listen.
There you go. You listen and wait for somebody. You're polite, I know. Southern genteel. It's a genteel and polite. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, that was Charles. He's in West Nashville. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango, November, Quebec. Anybody else?
He's got that mic set right for wherever, whatever he does like that, because it's one of those there CQ low radio audios. KE4 DBZ is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, very good. No, he sounds pretty good though. It's good audio, no question about it. It's just that it sounds more like a hand mic than it does a good call, or not even overdriven. It just doesn't have the quality of voice that I tend to like. And of course, that wouldn't make any difference. I'm wearing a headset, so I hear it more clearly. Anyway, anybody else? Any place, anywhere? No lollygaggers, sandbaggers, and data loggers. No, it's sandbaggers, lollygaggers, and lurkers.
What about preparation 8
I think you need to upgrade to preparation 9.
Okay. KD4 easy. I'm just cutting up and carry on. I guess I'll shut up.
Very good, Earl. No, I'm glad you're out there. I'm glad you're doing okay. Any other check-ins before we move over to 144-240? I got dogs that get anxious. They hear me signing off this net. They all know now. They sit there and stare at me, and they start getting antsy when I start to finish the net, thinking I'm going to let them out, which I'm not going to. Anyway, moving. Any other check-ins? I'm going to move here in about 10 seconds. Very good. I'm going to go over here to 144-240. Be there momentarily. K4 PW to my Juliet Simplex Radio Net, looking for check-ins on 144-240. Okay, and this, by the way, we'll start from the east since Michael's in the east. KM4YRF, sound good, Michael? Who else? Who else from the east?
KG4CXE.
All right, KG4CXE. That's Chris in Rural Hill. Who else did we have in there?
KM4HQE.
Very good. We got Stan. Sounds really good tonight. KM4HQE. Who else? East.
Kilo Echo 4. Echo.
Very good. You sound real good there, Earl. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Who else is east? East or north? North is losing here tonight. North. Well, you're south. What do you mean? You got backwards thing there? All right, no problem. Tony. KF4, KFQ. Tony's in Smyrna. KF4, KFQ. Who else is north? West.
KC4TQ.
Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec. Am I off or are you off? You know, maybe I have to straighten my my brig out. You sound a little off frequency to me, Charles.
Yes, you do sound off frequency, but I'm right on 240, and I was trying to do Wiz, but it didn't have any.
Oh, you know, no. I mean, everybody else seemed to be pretty much. I hear them normally. Yours doesn't sound normal. That's what I said. But it seems to be common to the upper side to do that. But I'm not going to dwell on it. Anyway, it's Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec, and I hear you just fine, by the way. And he's in Charles in West Nashville. Who else is West? Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. That's Greg in Antioch. Good signal. Who else is West?
KG4 LD.
All right, very good. That's what's his name there, Jack in Donaldson. Who else is West? Excuse me. West or South? Anybody south? No! If you're listening on YouTube, you can hear my dogs barking at me because they're upset I didn't take them out. Who else is West? Or West or anywhere? Lurkers, lollygaggers, and sandbaggers, please come down. All righty, we'll stop right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 check-ins tonight on 144-240. We're going over to 50.135. 50.135. We'll see you there. This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey on 50.135. Looking for check-ins, and this is where we're going to start from the right way. We're going to start from the wherever I was starting from. That was from the south. Please come now. South or east?
KM4 YRF.
All right, sounds good. KM4YRF. That's Michael here in Mount Juliet. Who else is east?
KG4CXE.
All right, sounds good. You sound good there, Chris. You're still using that double use antenna?
Yep. That's 6 and 10.
Yeah, it's doing good. That was a Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo, Chris in Rural Hill. Who else is east? KK4. Was that KK4 what? Alpha Kilo 4 Sierra. Okay, very good. Refresh my memory. I'm not sure who this is. Oh, and that's Alpha Kilo 4 Sierra. I'm sorry, Alpha Kilo 4 Golf. Very good. What's the first name there? Ah, very good, Rob. I'm sorry about that. I'm sure you've checked in before, but my memory isn't what it used to be. Well, that's very good. I'm glad you're here. You remembered us anyway. I can hear you fine. Hold on to give you I wasn't looking at the meter, but go ahead again. Yeah, you're just barely showing up here, but you still got a good audio here on the. Hold on one second.
That's fine to me.
Yeah, no, he's doing fine. I just don't have. I'm just not seeing him very much on the screen here. I'm not sure why. Maybe I've got something set wrong. But no, he's got a good. You got a good audio, Rob. Very good. That's Rob in Hendersonville. Alpha Kilo 4 Golf. Glad to have you there, Rob. Who else is wherever I was? North, I think. North or west? Oh, you sound pretty good in there, Joel. That was Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Tango Victor, Joel in west of Ashland City. Who else is west? All right, Charles, really low, but I have you in there, so I can hear you, which is a really low signal tonight. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec. How are you copying him, Mike?
Good enough I can tell what he's saying.
Okay, yeah, so I'm the same way. Just barely a 1, but I can copy what he's saying. But it helps that I'm wearing headphones. I routinely do that now. Maybe it's my hearing that needs help. Who else is west? Are you hearing anybody in there, Michael? Because I hear something, but I don't know if it's us.
No, but I was expecting to hear Jack.
Yeah, Jack, you in there? Very good. We've got Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, Greg in Antioch. We're looking for Jack. Where'd Jack go? No Jack tonight. Wonder what happened. He blew out his 6 meters. All right. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere? Please come down. Well, I think that about wraps it up. We'll finish up the net then, unless I can hear something in the next 10 or 15 seconds. This is K4PW looking for check-ins from any place, anywhere here on 6 meters. Yeah, I could swear I hear stuff way in the background, but I don't know what they're saying. I think it's out there in the ionosphere. Very good. We had 7 check-ins on 6 meters. I'm moving over to 223,415, so we'll see whoever can get over there on there. K4PW.